Yeah, and then Wright State, we came out really strong, played very, very well in the first 5 minutes of the game. We were up like 20-8 or something to start the game. Wright State made an adjustment. They went from a man to a zone defense. They put in a 6'6" or 6'7" post player, and they just changed their game plan. They pounded the ball inside. They protected the basket. We struggled to shoot the ball a bit, and Corey and Kirsten were really the two that were trying to get outside looks, and they did a pretty good job of defending those two. And then the kids that came in off the bench, Allison, Brooke, who starts but isn't a great three-point shooter at this point. Allison, Krishna, those kids who come in and give us a boost from behind the three-point line, they really struggled that game. And then we used our bigs to try to defend, our three young freshmen to try to defend the big kid. And then our rotations were off, and just, some of the things that take time to learn, we just weren't very good. And it felt to me like our substitutions in that game, we were searching for someone that was on that night, and we just didn't have a single one that was really on top of their game. And it's tough, when you've got 5 kids that start for you, and then nobody off the bench was really performing very well in that game. So it got away from us, and we made some good adjustments at halftime and came storming back. We were down 11, I think, at half, and cut it to 3, had a breakaway layup to bring it to 1 and missed it. And then they opened it back up to 10, and I think that sort of, burst our bubble, and we lost some maybe tenacity at that point. So we had fought back pretty hard from that deficit. So we need to play better than that to win. Wright State's a very good team, and they presented some matchup issues for us, so we'll have to figure out how to counter that by the next time we play them. So I think we knew coming into this season, because Corey was so close to meeting that record, the career three-point record, that she would reach it sometime this year. And she's been shooting the ball well. And the thing about Corey is that she is one of those players that has a variety to her game. She can really attack the basket. She can really shoot the three. So breaking the record at Wright State, it was exciting for her. It was, it's something that we've grown to expect out of Corey, that she's going to knock down some threes for us. And we sort of, you just have that comfort level that Corey's going to get, three open looks during the game. People try to defend her out there, but she's so effective getting to the basket. She's so strong around the basket. She gets offensive rebounds and putbacks to, I guess, up her scoring, but she's so deadly from behind the three-point line, one of the best in the conference. As I look at Corey's stats, she's hit 39 threes this year out of 105 made baskets, so it's not like that's exclusively what she does. And a lot of, I think the uniqueness to Corey is that a lot of the people who set the records for this type of thing, like three-point accuracy or three-pointers made for a season or for a career, are kids who that is what they do. So they specialize in. Corey's made 105 shots, and only 39 of them have been threes. That makes her unique and hard to guard. So, she's a tremendous player, and setting this record is just one of the ways that shows, what she's capable of, and what a tremendous career she's had. Yeah, it seems to be sort of a theme, and I know as I don't really put a lot of stock in home or away, and yet there's a significant difference between our home record and our away record. So, our kids have battled very hard, I think, both home and away, but we have been better at home. We've shot the ball better. I would even say we've been better defensively at home, in these games. And I don't know the 2 games we lost. One was Niagara, I think. One was Green Bay. I don't know that we played very well against Niagara, but I do feel like we played well against Green Bay. That was just a tough opponent. So I don't really have an answer for why we're better at home. Obviously, there's comfort and familiarity and sleeping in your own bed and that kind of stuff the night before. But we do have pride in protecting our home court and want to perform well in front of the people that support us. So that may be a part of it as well. Well, I can tell you about Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a team who's got some young players who are playing pretty well right now. They've just won 2 games coming into this game against us. Won 2 conference games in a row. Most recently, they beat UIC in overtime. It was a very exciting game. I think they're improving their ability to score. Their perimeter players are stepping up and hitting shots, and then they've got a young lady on their team who's one of the best players in the conference, Ashley Green. And she has been rolling. She had 30 against UIC. She's shooting the ball well. She's a very versatile player who can post, drive, and shoot the 3. So difficult to guard. And we'll definitely have to have an answer for her. But they're coming in with a lot of confidence. So it's going to be a battle, and that's really what I expect of every game. Just go right down to the wire. It's going to be a battle. Consistency by our players, but also when we take the floor, just knowing that we're going to get off to a good start and we're going to be consistent with our game plan and everything like that. The other thing I would say, defensively, we need to continue to get better defensively. I think about the Green Bay game and how we battled defensively in that game, and if we had that type of battle and focus defensively, I think the Green Bay game, it was very obvious to us where they could hurt us, and we focused a great deal on those things in practice. And when we got to the game, that's exactly where they tried to go, and we were 100% ready. The next game we play against somebody else, they have their own focus and their own abilities, and you have to adjust what your focus is defensively. It was very clear to us what we needed to do against Green Bay, and we try to provide that kind of clarity in each game so that the team can be very focused. Easiest type of player to defend is a player that only shoots, right? She only shoots, you can't really leave her. Or this kid only drives, so play a step off of her. It's the kids that can shoot and drive, kids that can post and shoot the 3 that pose more problems, of course. So when an offense is versatile and have a lot of options, inside component, an outside component, a penetration component, a 3-point component, then you can't just tell the team, like, here is what we're taking away from this team. These are the 2 things we want to take away from this team. They are great off the ball screens, and they are really good on the low block. When it's just a couple of things, we're much better, more focused when you have to defend it all, which, obviously the best teams have a lot of versatility and ability. So we need to get better at handling all types of situations defensively. Well, we're trying to bring them along. Obviously, Brooke Smith has come into the starting lineup for us, and has taken on a much larger role, and I think she's done a pretty nice job of that. She's trying to fill Des' shoes in that starting lineup, and Brooke is a very different player from Des, so we've had to adjust how we play a bit because we had that trade-off. And then, coming off the bench, we've got kids that are really new to playing. They don't have much playing experience. So when you look at Allison and Krishna, and then the 3 freshmen who are healthy, they just don't have much game experience. So what we're seeing is some inconsistency, like one game where one of them plays pretty well and another doesn't play well, what I've done is really grab somebody when we need a sub. I'll grab somebody for 2 minutes that's of the three freshmen. I'll grab Alyssa or Sade or Kayla Patterson, and I'll put them in for 2 minutes to give somebody a rest. And if they do well during those 2 minutes, then they potentially would go back in for 2 more minutes when someone else needs a rest. If they don't, then I'll try another one of them the next time somebody needs a rest. And if they don't do well, I'll try another one of them the next time somebody needs a rest. But it's going to take time and reps, and they were in a position where they weren't going to have to play very much this year, and now they are having to play more. So they just have to step up. And then, you have to say, our seniors were going to have a great load to bear in this season. But now with the injuries, the three of them, there's no room for off nights for those three. I mean, they have to be good night in and night out for us to be successful. And so their responsibility became much greater. And I think that they're handling that very well.